Hey everybody, and welcome to battle number 5 of my 19-hour Pokemon Battle Revolution Marathon. Here I'm using the Felicia Pass versus some guy named Luka, or a girl named Luka. I'll just say this right off the bat, I don't like her team. Since it's a doubles team and she has a Darkrai, I'm pretty sure that Darkrai has Dark Void. I don't like facing Uber teams. I just don't. I prefer, battles where everybody has a fair chance to win. And I know I'm saying that as somebody who has defeated Uber teams countless times before. But it's just kind of like most people on PBR, they seem to rely on them, and I don't think that's really that cool. But I wouldn't pick this battle out if it wasn't interesting, and it is interesting. Felicia is one of my more popular passes, just like Stacy. They, I don't know, they just get a better review from people. But here, fortunately, Luka does not start off with Darkrai. That's usually who I'm worried about leading off. And I actually faced Luka before this match, and what happened before was Persian completely wrecked her team. Just completely. And I could have uploaded that, but I decided not to and went with this one instead because it's much closer towards the end. But you'll notice really quickly how she targets Persian, like as if she knows that Persian is a huge threat. And that's why I did fight her before. So, that's where that's going to come from. But of course I start off with a fake out, and I know that because Persian gave her team such a hard time, I know that she's going to target Persian, but I decided to go for a nasty plot anyway. Because with Purugly using fake out on one of the Pokemon, then that'll at the very least, allow Persian to set up and, go down to her Focus Sash. But Slash does nothing to Persian, or his Focus Sash does nothing to Persian, and, yeah, Persian's pretty much golden right now, as long as Icy Wind hits both Pokemon. I don't even know which move I just selected with Persian. I wasn't even Purugly. I wasn't even paying attention to what she was doing. Okay, so I guess I picked Return, and it's not going to do that much because Palkia is Palkia, and it's not going to do that much. Grand Bull can actually take a bunch of damage away from Palkia with just a single return. Maybe even knock it out, but I didn't use Grand Bull in this battle. Instead, I used who I picked. But Palkia goes down to an Icy Wind anyway, and that's good because Palkia is one of my biggest threats. Even though I don't consider Palkia as big a threat as its partner in crime, Dialga. Dialga, Darkrai, and Kyogre are my 3 probably least favorite Ubers that I could ever run into, and of course Darkrai is used in this battle and is sent out now. I decided to target it because I don't want Purugly and Persian to both fall asleep to Dark Void. That is just a really cheap move, and that's why I decided to use Swift. I know it won't hit Giratina, but that's not my biggest concern right now. I can deal with Giratina later.
Purugly starts to attack.
One good thing about Darkrai though is that as far as the other Ubers are concerned, it's not as defensive as them, and I'm not saying that it's as frail as Deoxys attack or anything like that, but it's pretty easy to take out as long as your Pokemon are faster than it, and that's one of the main reasons why I picked Purugly and Persian first, because I knew that they would be faster than everything on the field. Of course I faced Luka before then, and so I pretty much knew that they would be faster than Darkrai, but they're typically, the first ones to attack against most teams that I've faced with this pass. And Espeon is actually extremely fast too, so I felt pretty safe with the Pokemon that I brought along. Arcanine's the only one that's not that fast, and Luxray and Granbull of course aren't that fast either, but Arcanine at least has a move that, a priority move that can attack first with extreme speed. So, but Dialga comes out and it is a huge pain in my tail because of its still typing. So the only Pokemon that can really do anything to Dialga is Arcanine, so I'm just hoping that Arcanine can survive whatever comes at him, because Purugly and Espeon are going to be struggling pretty bad against that Dialga. I know they are because they can't really hit it hard.
Dialga protects itself.
And because Purugly can't hit Dialga very hard, that's why I decided to target Giratina with her, you know, just to make things easier, hopefully for Arcanine. I knew that Giratina wouldn't go out because it's so bulky, but yeah, Arcanine is definitely being targeted here, and that worries me a lot. Because he absolutely cannot go down. But luckily Giratina is in range for Purugly to be able to knock it out in this turn with a Sucker Punch. Granted, Giratina attacks, and even if Giratina doesn't attack, that's okay, because I know that if it were to attack, it would attack Arcanine, and if it doesn't do anything, then Arcanine has a free hit on Dialga. Hopefully Dialga decides to target Purugly, and Purugly can go down instead of Arcanine, because like I said, that's who I want to keep around. That's who I need to keep around. Because I didn't bring Granbull, and Granbull is the only other Pokemon that could take on Dialga. Besides Persian, of course, who's already taken out.
It went down.
So even though Dialga is the last Pokemon on Luka's team, I'm still really worried because it's so just resilient overall, especially with the moves that I have on this team. That's you know, has no fighting type moves or ground type moves. But fortunately, it attacked Purugly instead of Arcanine, and I still have Arcanine around. And now, because Roar Time is a recharge move, that Dialga is going to be out of commission for at least one turn. So I think I'm going to be safe with Espeon and Arcanine just working together here. But just to make sure that that Flare Blitz wasn't on the high end of the attack scale, I decided to use a Tail Whip just to bring Dialga's defense down a notch and ensure that it is knocked out with this next Flare Blitz. Even though it really doesn't matter since Arcanine's faster than Dialga anyway. But yeah, I felt pretty good taking down this team of 4 Ubers that she decided to use instead of her Heatran and Garchomp, who actually, thinking about it, would probably be good choices against this team. But, you know, I guess if you are an Uber user, then you would much prefer to use those guys against anybody than the non-Ubers that you have on your team. Even though I guess Garchomp is still considered an Uber in Diamond and Pearl, but I don't know. I can't remember. But I hope you guys still enjoyed this battle, and I will see y'all later.